If you want to see how to recreate this Scar look from Lion King, make sure to stay tuned to see how to do that. Before we get into it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to show me that you like this video. Hit that subscribe button to keep seeing this kind of content. So let's start this video off, and what I'm going to do is actually get rid of my eyebrows to start off with. Now, I'm sorry for the lighting at the beginning. I don't know what I was doing. So the easiest way to do this is actually take Elmer's glue, like a glue stick works the best, and yeah, an eyelash spoolie, and you'll just brush that glue in and basically pull up your eyebrows as much as you can with the spoolie so they're very flat. You want your eyebrows as flat as possible. What you're going to do is you're going to probably have to do a couple layers because, hair is hair. Let them dry before you do more layers. Once you have them dry, just keep adding more layers and voila. Now I'm going to add in some contacts and I will be right back. And now I'm back so fast. Anyway, so now that those eyebrows are done, what you're going to do is put concealer on those puppers because you want them completely gone and you don't want to see them at all. So just take your time doing this because you want to get in between every little hair and just kind of get it all in there. And then I would take a beauty blender brush or whatever they're called, and just tap it in so it has no crease marks and all of that. Once that is done, you just want to take some setting powder. What is setting powder, you ask? I use Ben Nye's Natural Set Colorless Powder. Basically, this holds everything together. It's perfect. I just take it on the back of my beauty blender and I put it all over those eyebrows and just pat it in till it's completely in your face, basically. I don't know a better way to describe that, but it kind of looks super creepy when it's done because it's like you have no eyebrows, which looks so weird. I never thought I'd put a video like this on YouTube, but here I am doing that. Once you look like you have no eyebrows, we are going to take Ben Nye's Nose and Scar Wax. Now, I absolutely love this stuff. All it is, it's like a wax that goes on your face. And the way you can stick this is actually spirit gum or liquid latex. I like spirit gum. So what it is you just put it on wherever you want to put your nose and scar wax, and that is my nose. And I struggled a lot opening this. Basically, you'll put it on there and dab it till it's sticky, and then you will take that nose and scar wax. And sorry for the bad angles on this video. I'm horrible and new at doing this, so who knows what I'm doing most of the time. So you'll take that until it's tacky and you'll just tap it and then add little bits of your nose and scar wax. You do not need too much of this stuff. A little goes a long way. I bought a big tub of it so I can have permanently, and it's gotten a long ways. So basically I'm taking them like little oval shapes and I'm just going to put them on the sides of my nose because, a lion has a big nose and I just want to build that up instead of using paint to do that. So basically, I don't show it on here, but I suggest using some sculpting tools. Honestly, you can get them at clay sections and all that. That's where mine are from. They're really inexpensive and they're easy to form the wax with. So once you have your shape built up, I suggest using Vaseline. Just because the wax does get a little more tackier and soft as soon as your heat from your body warms it up. When you put Vaseline on top, it makes it very smooth, and just take a little bit of it and just rub it into where you want your nose to be, if that makes any sense. So off camera, I kind of shaped these nostrils the way I wanted them, and I'm just showing you here how to put the Vaseline on the top of it. And you just gently rub some Vaseline on the top just so it gets, glossy looking, but it's very smooth and it smoothens out all those little wrinkles you have from your face, from the wax, from the waxy face. Now that I'm done with that, all you want to do is take some setting powder. Again, every step you want to do, you want to take your setting powder and just kind of rub it in so it just doesn't move or change shape too much while you're doing everything else. The next step is shaping your face. Now, this is actually Ben Nye's cream face paint. I actually like both water face paint and cream face paint. If you want a video on what the difference is, just let me know. But here I'm using a rainbow wheel. I use actually quite a different wheels, and I'm using the orange color. And basically, I'm just taking a little paintbrush and shaping the scar face out, and I just am staring at a reference photo of like the kind of shape he has while I'm doing this. And basically I just draw out the whole outline of the face and where I want to be orange and where I want to be, black, and yeah, just the orange part basically. I know I'm so bad at the camera angles right now. I will get better eventually, so I'm sorry for that, guys. It's horrible. I know. But I will get better one day. Anyway, now I'm just doing the eyes because his eyes are not orange. So I'm just, making those circles around my eyes to, determine where those will be. And basically, once you have all this, we will start filling in only the orange space with the orange paint. Now, as I said, filling it in with the orange paint, but I lied to you. I'm also using yellow from the rainbow wheel, and I end up using brown as well because he's not super orange or yellow. He does a brown to him too. So I use the brown from, I think they're Ben Nye's Bruise wheel, and you just, blend in the colors while you're putting them in, just kind of put it everywhere, color in all that orange, and make sure your lines are super sharp, and yeah. Now that we have that all, kind of colored in, don't worry, we'll blend later. This is probably the hardest part for me, and it was determining where the white was going to be for Scar's mouth. And basically, you just want to look at a reference photo and shape where you want the white part of your mouth to be and just fill it in. I'm pretty much blocking the camera the entire time, so we will just skip past this part so you can see what it looks like. Now that I have the white kind of shape of where I want it, I'm just going to take my black and make out the nose shape. And it was pretty hard because he has a different kind of nose shape than I would have expected. And basically, I made sure just not to go past my orange line so I had space to correct if I needed to. Basically, yeah, I just made this shape and then filled in all my nose. Now, I know Scar has a black, like the black top of the mouth and all that, but I don't do that till the very end because I don't want it to smear it all, and I want to put the white on before you finish the black. But the nose part is totally okay to finish. And once I actually filled in the black completely, then I filled up that orange where I missed the black in between the two layers. And yeah. Once I finished the nose completely black, I decided to fill in all that white that I have outlined so I could get that finally done. Now, what I decided to do is the whole outside of Scar's face is black. So I took a small fine paintbrush and went into the hair parts first with black. And then I decided to go in with a bigger brush and get like my neck and, around the face. But the fine detailed parts of the hair and stuff, I used a smaller paintbrush. Now that we have the black completely finished, we are going to do an important little aspect here. We are going to put on Scar's scar. Scar would not be Scar without a scar. So basically, I just randomly put some lines on where I kind of wanted the scar. It's basically up to you. I just went below where my eyebrow would be and not too much. And then right under my eye, I just formed the shape as well, getting it all nice and sharp lines as best as possible because it's right on the paint, so you don't want to mess it up too much. So once we have drawn the scar, we're going to draw the eyebrows, and basically what I did was follow the shape of the eye I made, basically because you could just follow along the orange crease and just make a nice thin line of his eyebrow, and he looks pretty aggressive, so you don't want it too thick, but you want to follow it just below your actual natural eyebrow and just make it super thin and kind of like aggressive looking. And then I just filled them in and made them look pretty full. Now here's where it gets weird because I've seen a lot of different colors for Scar's eyes. Now I used a deep dark purple to start with, and I went basically all around the eye, but not too close to my eyeball. I wanted to leave a little circle around my eyeball, and I wanted mostly this like burgundy sort of color around it. Once I got that completely full of that color, then I added some brown in just to like deepen that purple. See, now you can kind of understand what I'm saying. It's a little deep and darker. Now what I'm doing is taking eyeshadow, not any paint. I'm taking eyeshadow, and I'm taking a deep dark brown eyeshadow, and I'm putting that all across my lid. And you want a lot of pigment. It takes a little bit of process just because you're blending in paint and eyeshadow, but it ends up working, so you just gotta give it patience. And you want to go all around the eye where you didn't add that purple color, and then you're gonna blend it in, and it does mix pretty easily. It just takes some time and effort. This is what both eyes look like blended in. I'm just going in with a black and just kind of going across the crease line just so it kind of matches the purple. It blends it together easier on the eyes to look at. You know what I'm saying? Now what I'm going to do is take some pink and red and, all those kind of scar-y looking colors, and basically just fill in the scar. And I filled it in with a light pink, and then I just added like little strokes of red afterwards once I filled it in. I just made sure you could get it really nice and pink, and then I would add some white, little white lines, little red lines to give it some definition. Now that we have that scar complete, I'm actually going to be putting on magnetic eyelashes. I find they're the easiest to put on. All it is it's a liquid eyeliner that has, like magnetic stuff in it. So I put a nice thick line on so I could put on some nice big puffy eyelashes. And I made it kind of like a cat eye kind of look because, technically a cat. So that's what I ended up doing. Once I got that eyeliner on, I actually took some black and went around the bottom of my eye and kind of filled in the crease of where your eye tear duct is, because, scars looks different. So you just kind of want to define that with that and go around the bottom of your eye. And yeah. Now that I have my big puffy eyelashes on, what I'm going to do is take some pink eyeshadow and just go in the scar more just to define it more. We're going into the shading part now, so you want to get nice and shaded. Basically, the pink didn't do too much. I didn't realize that, but you don't have to do this step. It just gives it more definition in person kind of thing. This is the fun part for me. I'm very happy about being able to shade. So basically, now that we have our whole shape defined, I'm just taking a nice fluffy brush, and I'm going to use some darker oranges, some whites, and some browns. And basically, you want to go along the side, where the orange goes into the black, and basically just shade around your face and contour kind of like what you would contour your face as. It adds a lot of definition. So wherever we decide to contour, you want to highlight areas. So once you did the top, the most important part I find is the nose. The nose is where I put a brownie, metallic, orangey kind of copper color and basically shaded it upwards because Scar has quite a bit of shading in the nose. So you want it to be able to be really noticeable, and you can tell the more definition you add, the better it looks. It's not so cartoon looking, and it has some depth to it. Now, I really did not like the scar I did, and I found that it wasn't super noticeable, so I ended up taking some white and just kind of going along the side of it and blending it in again. Just keep adding some white in because it highlights it and makes it lighter and makes it pop a little more. So that's what I ended up doing, but if you do it right the first time, then you don't have to do this. Now that I have all the shading done, you basically are down to the wire of getting your mouth done finally, so it doesn't look so weird. Now, basically what I do is make sure that bottom lip is completely white and outline the top of your lip, but only half of your lip. You don't want to go the full way of your lip because it'll look too large. And that's the best way I found to do it. So I just shaped the top of my lip and I filled it on only half the way, and then I added white on the bottom and kind of blended it together. So then it gives an ombre effect of the black on the top, and then it has the white on the bottom of the top lip, if you know what I'm saying. And then I give it a little flick at the end of where your crease is for your lip, just because it looks more cat-like. Now, I'm going to give him some whiskers now, because what is Scar without whiskers? So I basically just took a small amount of black and gently just, pulled whiskers out. You don't want them too dark or else they're going to be way too noticeable, and you don't want them super noticeable. I did some short ones, some long ones, and Basically, this is your last step, and right after I do this, I'm going to put on a black wig, which you can really do whatever you want. And what I love about doing like SFX makeup and all that is you can do really whatever your heart desires. There's no right or wrong way, so I just like to get very creative doing this. Now with the wig on, this is the finished Scar look. He looks awesome. I really enjoyed doing this. And yeah, I really want to continue doing some of these videos for you guys. You tell me how you enjoyed this one, what you guys want to see or what you would like to see or tips and tricks, I don't know. But show me that you guys like this video by hitting that like button and subscribe down below to get more content like this. And I'll see you guys next time.